Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to That's Fyre. My name's JD. This is episode 98. Did I just change my voice? Sorry. But yeah, welcome back to That's Fyre. If it's your first time here, it's your new favorite motherfucking dance podcast, electronic podcast, festival podcast, everything and anything in between. You can call it a festival, you can call it a rave, you can call it a concert, you can call it a show, you can call it dance music, electronic music, EDM, whatever you want in that spectrum from here to here. That's what this podcast is all about, and I'm your guy, dude. I'm your guy. I think I cussed a couple times in there. I think they said you're not supposed to cuss in the first 5 minutes of a YouTube video because of, I don't know, nothing is, boys can't have any fun anymore, you know? Guys can't have a little fun? No. But, fucking, there we go again. Anyways, hot start. We have a great show for you today. I went to John's Summit this last weekend. Outkast and ATLiens are in a little bit of a lawsuit. Burning Man just happened. Always very jealous when I see that shit, man. Oh, it's so crazy. I read all the captions and watch every video and look at every photo I can because I just can't get enough of that shit. One day I will be there. Beautiful looking place. And talk about that, I guess, a little bit. Pasquale announces EDC Mexico. Amsterdam Dance Event announces the second wave of its lineup. We have big things coming. And then I'll keep those under wraps. And then we have open format set to discuss the topic coming from an article in an interview with Sacha Robotti, house DJ. Saw him at LIB this last year. Check him out. Cool guy. He said, quote, "Perhaps there is no more underground." So we're gonna kind of freeform speak about that at the end. But let's get started. So, little weekend recap. I went to John's Summit this last weekend, and on a bit of a whim, I was looking at tickets a month ago. I was looking at tickets the week of last week. It was then day of, I saw they only had VIPs available for $200 for one night. So it's I'm not going. And then my friend texts me and says, "Hey, my girlfriend has a ticket to John's Summit. She's selling at half price for $50. Do you want it?" I was just well, I guess I'm going. But it was awesome. Fallon opened. Elderbrook opened with a DJ set that I was very impressed by. I'd seen him this last March do a live set, singing, waving his hair around, just looking like a rock star out there. He looked like a European, Ibiza, local DJ up there when he was DJing. He went all over the place, man. He played some Afro house. He played some of his stuff. He did a really good job. I was I had a great time his whole set, and saw his whole set. And then John's Summit crushed. Dude, crushed. I think that's the first time seeing him solo. I actually think the first time I had caught him live at all was at Electric Forest during the Everything Always set. So I'm a little late to the party, haven't been able to make it out to a show that he's at, but I kind of love that. And finally got to see him at this show at Rawhide. 15,000 people strong, sold out. Big crowd. it was kind of nice to be back at Rawhide, and then it was like, still Rawhide. You know, it was on the giant patch of grass outside of the barn, if you've been there. I remember one year I went to Decadence, and they had the main stage inside of that barn, and it was just the worst logistical setup ever. And then leaving Rawhide this time around, the Uber situation was a bit messy, but okay, I have a confession to make, but I'll get into the John Summit stuff, the actual set here right after this story. So we're at John Summit, and I'm like, holy shit, he's crushing it. He played, well, actually, I guess I will talk about the whole set right now. He played, the first section of Go Back into the YDG remix, little dubstep. He played Shiver. He played Human. He played La Danza. He was just going the fuck in. And I was like, getting it. Had a great time. Double tequila Red Bulls. Just in my bloodstream. If I were to would have donated blood that night, it would have just been a Red Bull tequila that came out of my fucking veins. But we're dancing, hanging out. I went with a couple buddies, and I'm like, God damn, like, I wonder what time it is. Pull out my phone, dude, and it's like 1:03 a.m. He was playing until 2. There was a whole nother hour of the set. I was like, oh my God. I showed my friends. They're like, holy shit. I was like, maybe we should go soon. And I was like, we're getting old, man. I was like, honestly, we kind of just, I let it simmer for a couple seconds, and then I just leaned back in, and I was like, I would be down to go. And then my friends were like, yeah, honestly, because if you've never been to Rawhide, it is a goddamn logistical nightmare getting out of there. And so, words of the wise, if you go to a show there, just get out of there early. Unless you're having, unless it's the best set of your whole fucking life, just get out of there early. So we beat the traffic. We still ended up in like a 20-minute pickle finding our Uber and like waiting for the guy and trying to see where he was in this one skinny one-way road where everyone was like, every Uber or pickup was parked to the side or like stalling or moving. It was kind of a mess, but I think we got out of there at like almost 1:40 or something. We were in the car at 1:40, so we left a little bit early, but dude, that's like, 1, I'm getting old, but 2, I'm getting wise. Like, I could not fucking believe that I looked down at my phone and it was only 1. Like, I thought for sure it was about to be like, I looked down at the phone with the thinking that I would see 15 minutes left, like, in the set, like 1:45, and it was just barely turned 1. But also one of those like just funny rave situations. So I was with 2 chicks, and one of them was like, yeah, I'm down to go, and then the other one was like, I just want to hear Eat the Bass, that's it. And then we're like, okay, perfect. And then as soon as we said that, he like transitioned into Eat the Bass. It was fucking insane. Those are the kind of rave moments that you remember and that are just funny and that make you laugh and make you love going to that shit. Because like, I've talked about this on the podcast before, like being at a big festival, you're like, oh, you get split up, and then I can't tell you how many times I've been like, oh, I wonder where so-and-so is, and then so-and-so just like walks across my line of vision like 10 yards in front of me and just like, there he is. Like, I want to go, but I just want to hear this one song. And then you're like, okay, DJ's like, okay, let me just play it really quick. Like, the universe has a funny way of working itself out at shows when your vibration is high and you guys are just vibing. It's crazy. But yeah, he's all fucking class, pure class, bro. Like, John Summit DJ set is one of the best shows that you could go to right now if you are an electronic music fan, because he has the perfect like blend of like club, house techno like tempo and transitions, and a little bit of like, how house just makes you feel cool and sexy. He has that, but then he also has like human shiver, those like instead of electronic dance music, emotional dance music. Like when EDM at its core, when you think about like real EDM songs like fucking Wake Me Up by Avicii, or like Clarity by Zedd or some shit, or Don't You Worry Child, like that 2010s, like fucking, this is EDM. This is what people think of when they think of EDM, or partly. And he has that element too. Like he has these vocalists that he brings on these songs that are both sick as fuck, but also make you like emotional and like happy and like really feel something. And it's just like the perfect blend of the two. And ever since, I really saw it. It's funny, like I've never seen him live, but I watched a lot of his YouTube sets. Like his Brooklyn Mirage set from like a year ago or 2 years ago, I feel like was when, and I may be off on this, but I feel like he was one of the first like house DJs to start incorporating like dubstep and playing bass and just playing whatever he wants, and really doing an open format type of DJ set. And I love seeing, I feel like right now all these other DJs followed suit. Fallon, who opened up before Elderbrook, was playing some like D&B, and like he's just like, if you listen to him, just strictly tech house. And it's like all of these artists are starting to get into the more open format style of DJing, which is what I like to do and what I like to listen to. But John Summit is like mastered that, and so actually the day of the show he put out Gas Pedal with Subtronics and Tape B. So like it's really nothing new, but you can get whatever you want in this scene, and if you want it all, like if you want a strictly bass set, you can get that. Strictly house set, you can get that. You want a little bit of everything, you can get that too nowadays. And John Summit is probably the best place to go if you want to do that. And goddamn, it was a great time. The crowd was a little weird. A lot of ASU kids. ASU just started it back up, but it was pretty fucking fun. It was a great time. And shout out to John Summit, come on the pod. But anyways, that was just barely the weekend recap, and we're like about to be 13 minutes in. Starting with the news, Outkast are suing the EDM duo ATLiens for trademark infringement of their 1996 album of the same name. So obviously ATLiens they're from Atlanta. They probably used this name, whether knowingly or not, inspired by Outkast, and it is the perfect EDM name if you're from Atlanta. Fucking weird beep boop music, ATLiens. But that's crazy that it took this long, because I feel like ATLiens have been making music for this for a while now. Also, what's fucking hilarious is that Andre 3000 and Big Boy, Outkast's trademark holding company, is called High Schoolers LLC. Imagine if you were ATLiens and you just got a letter from High Schoolers LLC. You're like, who the fuck is sending me a mail right now? A bunch of fucking 15-year-old shitheads. But they filed a federal lawsuit claiming that they claiming the coined ATLiens, They've had it trademarked since '96. The EDM pair, also from Atlanta, are using the trademark without permission. They sent a statement to Pitchfork. EDM ATLiens registered their name with the U.S. Patent Office as a service mark in 2020. Apart from their use of the identical mark ATLiens, the similarities between the plaintiff and defendant are substantial. For example, both the duos are from Atlanta, Georgia. Both perform and record music in related genres. Okay. And both have promoted their music, live performances, and related goods and services using space and/or alien-themed imagery. The filing also highlights the EDM duo's use of masks as a sore point, thereby concealing their identities such that consumers will mistakenly believe that the members of the defendant are one and of the same with, or at least somehow connected to, the plaintiff. Okay, that's a stretch. That's just them being annoying now. If you looked at ATLiens, the fucking EDM duo, and you said to yourself, I didn't know Big Boy and Andre 3000 are making dubstep, you're an absolute idiot. So that's like a stretch. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they need money or something. I don't even know what they're suing them for, but it seems a little ridiculous. Also, it's like, yeah, they definitely were inspired by it, and they called it this because of that. This is a basic brand protection issue. The High Schoolers LLC attorneys said. The High Schoolers attorneys. Efforts to resolve this matter amicably were unfortunately successful, and Outkast therefore had to file suit in order to protect the valuable name and trademark ATLiens that is created and has continuously used for nearly 30 years. They didn't have a public ATLiens, the EDM group, didn't have a public statement on the legal filing. And yeah, that's just kind of crazy. Like, part of me is just like, yo, chill. But then the other part of me is like, yeah, it's the same name. But just to think that, maybe this is just a testament to, the growth of dance music. They weren't, on their radar. They weren't on Outkast's radar before. And now the scene and them as artists have grown to the point that Outkast has a problem with it. So in my head, I'm still like, well, it's just, look at the silly little EDM artists. Like, is Outkast really gonna do that and like sue these kids? But then on the other side, it's like, well, EDM has grown a lot and these guys are making a lot of money. But are you really gonna make them like change their whole name after they've been around for like how many fucking years? Seems kind of ridiculous. So yeah, let's see. Their hit single Chief, after Skrillex debuted the record at Boiler Room. They've been making music since, I don't even know, like, doesn't say here under their bio. Let me just look at like their Spotify releases. 2015. Yeah, maybe even before that. So yeah, dude, that's fucking hilarious and crazy. But I hope everything gets resolved in a peaceful manner, and I hope nothing bad happens. So EDC Mexico is going to take place February 21st through the 23rd. Last year, it looked sick. This year, they still haven't announced the lineup, but this is news that is important because last year looked fucking amazing. They're doing it at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Whatever the fuck that is. It's in Mexico City. It's a racetrack. Okay, that's what I thought. Autodromo. Sorry. I'm doing Duolingo. I got like 16 days in a row, baby. It's all easy as shit. I haven't really I just do the one lesson that I need to do and then get off. But I am trying to sharpen up my Spanish and autodromo. Autodromo. So, I don't know. I probably look crazy there, but Amsterdam dance event adds more power with second wave of lineup. Adam Bayer. Wait. What's the second wave? Are these people all in the second wave? Okay. Adam Bayer. Joris Von, Boris Brejcha, Charlotte DeWitt, Carl Craig, Amelie Lenz, Tailvis, Sarah Landry. She's putting out an album soon. What's it called? Spiritual Drive-By. She's so sick. She's a queen, for sure. The high priestess of techno. Korolova, DJ Heartstring, Ben Hemsley, Amimi, and much more. I went to this once. It was crazy. And yeah, I guess these are all on the second wave of artists. So that's cool. Louis Vega. Sorry, I'm watching the video. I'm not just sitting here in silence. Mr. Belt and Weasel, Wezel, Party Boys 69, Chami, Tailvis, like I said. And yeah, man, that's a fun one. If you go to that, there's like shows happening 24/7, kind of. And you're just in Amsterdam. That was the only time I went to Amsterdam. Was there for like 26 hours or something stupid. Lucidity Festival took to social media to announce they will shut down their operations after facing financial hardship due to this year's postponement. So this usually takes place in California, and this is kind of sad. And then I have here Glasgow club The Shed to shut down this month after 26 years. After many sleepless nights, we made the difficult decision to close Shed nightclub. This iconic building, like its custodians, has aged, and hospitality demands constant innovation. Take a step back. We hope to find the next generation to flourish at the Southside institution in some form, but it won't be a nightclub. People are sad because a lot of stuff is getting canceled and closing left and right. To be honest, I don't have any real thoughts about this. Like, it is crazy to me because it's like the scene is bigger than ever, but also these places aren't able to stay around, so there's something going on there. I'm not really quite sure what, but this isn't a very serious podcast, so maybe I bring someone on and interview them about it. But I assume it has something to do with like oversaturation, people partying too much, spending too much money. I talked about this in the podcast a couple of weeks ago. Actually, more people are like choosing to go to their favorite show instead of going to a new show or whatever. So if a place is already won your heart, these smaller independent places are having a little bit more trouble, maybe building an audience and building a following, whatever. But yeah, that is the news. And now we have big things coming, starting with this disclosure and Chris Lake teasing that they did. They really are edging us. They are not fucking around here. I hope you guys can't hear this. This first one's kind of like a heavy 2-beat, 2-stepper, nasty one. Break beats. And then this next one is like this crazy piano, fucking sexy jungle classy fucking New York City concrete jungle club up in the fucking air music. That's how I feel. But This is crazy. What this I feel like what Disclosure has done for the scene gets overlooked quite a bit. When you think of like the dance music greats, you know, you think of, I don't fucking know, Skrillex, Avicii, whatever. Fred again now is like kind of like this new age da da da, but Disclosure has insane amounts of music, insane amounts of bangers. Everyone is like to this day remixing and playing their stuff, and their DJ sets are always a great time. Their live sets are always a great time. I feel like they're one of the more underrated. I feel like they're one of the more underrated artists in the scene when they really shouldn't be. So like, it's very interesting. But Chris Lake, maybe they're bigger in the UK. I mean, I'm not saying they're small either, but I feel like they're just underrated, even though they are so popular, despite their popularity. Like, they should be talked about in the highest regard, in like the top tier of dance music, and they're for some reason I feel like forgotten in some of those conversations. But this shit with Chris Lake is gonna be fucking crazy. I hope they do like a EP or something, just like 3 songs. They previewed 2 of them right there. If they had a whole album, then I would know what to do. I'll be honest, I don't collect Legos. My friends do. No, I don't feel any sort of way about Legos. I don't really watch the Lego films. I hear they're good. I am kind of hyped for this movie. Pharrell Williams just creatively is one of one, and I think it's fun that he chose to do like a Lego movie, because those are mostly for like children, and his creative direction, I'm sure, is going to be awesome. He's not going to be doing the animating or stuff. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but like the music selection, you know, the story, everything's going to be crazy. But they're going to feature Daft Punk. They're also going to feature Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Justin Timberlake, Gwen Stefani, and Timbaland. So does this mean they're just going to play Get Lucky in the movie? Or does this mean Daft Punk is going to like make a score? Or does this mean Daft Punk's going to use a couple songs in it, Around the World, da-da-da, One More Time? I don't know. Set for release on October 11th. Oh shit, that's soon. The biopic traces Williams' early life in Virginia Beach through to his rise to fame. The official poster for the movie was unveiled over the weekend following its premiere at Telluride Music Festival. Focus features subsidiary. There's so many great characters, everybody from Snoop Dogg to Daft Punk. All these different people are amazing in Lego. But recreating recording studios, boomboxes, and turntables and all this stuff that hadn't really been done, it was a great creative challenge. Morgan Neville, who produced the movie, and yeah. Damn. Only in theaters. That's huge for Pharrell, man. A legit theatrical release. I know everything's going to streaming now. I think that's badass that it's going to the theaters. I'll fucking go see it. But moving along here, that was Big Things Coming. Big Things Coming. Disclosure, Chris Lake potentially, and then this Pharrell movie. Big Things Coming over. Open format. Sacha Robotti on electronic music's future. He says, quote, "Perhaps there is no more underground article courtesy of EDM Identity." One of the better publications writing in the scene. Sacha Robotti discusses recent single and his thoughts on the current state of dance music. Let's see. It's like a written interviews. This is why my podcast needs to blow up, because these written interviews are fun, but we gotta just get the whole shit. Genres like Afro House and hard. This is a question. Genres like Afro House and hard techno experience a massive resurgence in the U.S. right now. What are your thoughts on the current state of electronic music scene? Where do you see it heading? Music changes, like technology. When I started DJing around 1995, I remember that a lot of the techno music I bought on vinyl was hard and fast. It goes in waves. Every genre can come back for a few seasons only to disappear and come back again. Nowadays, everything goes. Everything can be mixed up and everything can coexist. Perhaps there is no more underground, since most events and music are public, filmed, shared, and visible. Genres and lifestyles previously hidden and laughed at are now trendy on TikTok. Wow. I see it heading even more in that direction. The DJ as a brand, the DJ as a meme, DJing as an activity that's so, quote, glamorous that even people with no music knowledge or talent want to be a DJ, as DJing now embodies some social credibility. House and techno have the biggest audience they have ever had. DJing is no longer an occupation for music nerds. It has appeal now. It gives you relevance on social media. Quote, going viral has become more important than the musical creation itself. This ain't a decade for introverts. God damn, that's true. I see music becoming a vehicle for promotion to get booked for shows in the future, and less as an authentic means of artistic creation. Yeah. It is becoming less of a means of making money from the musical product and more of a service. I see the overall amount of new and upcoming music growing in the next few years as AI will be used more and more for content creation. I see music becoming creatorless. It's an interesting dichotomy. More and more people will want to become DJs and producers in the next 5 to 10 years, but fewer people will produce or know how to produce their music by hand themselves. I hope that doesn't happen, and I don't think it will. I think we as humans have at least that much decency to not allow, or that a human would want to become the next greatest music artist simply based off AI, using AI. Like, we have to have some decency, but there's a lot of good points there. This ain't a decade for introverts, ain't that fucking right. I like how he was talking about DJing used to be a thing for nerds, and now it has appeal. It gives you, people want to do it because it makes them relevant. It's glamorous. People want to show off. It gives them social credibility. That's 100% true. I think that in the end, though, at least for me, man, there is still some authenticity in the scene, and still some authenticity in the people, the fans. I think right now it might feel this way and feel like a little hopeless because of the rapid growth, right? It's like the fucking hype cycle, right? Something is introduced, this is with technology. Something is introduced, it fucking goes crazy. Goes down, finds its middle. And right now, it kind of feels like, even though there's been times in the past where dance music has felt like it's peaked, like in the 2010s, when I was just listing off all those examples earlier in the podcast. So right now, it's like after COVID, it's just like you got TikTokers becoming DJs, and everyone has the right to do what they want to do, but the reasons behind it being for their TikTok brand or etc., as opposed to just being a fucking nerd and just loving the music. And I think the most popular DJs are fucking nerds. John Summit is a fucking nerd, whether you want to believe it or not, just because of his extroverted personality and outgoing behavior, aka just fucking getting shit-faced every day. He's still a fucking real nerd. Maybe Chris Lake too, there's just think of your favorite DJ. They're super fucking nerds. But the idea that nothing is underground anymore is probably true. Everything's filmed. The DJs have multiple camera people at every set for social media. All the fans film everything and post it because for their social media. And being a part of music is a cool thing to do, and it always has been. It's not like this is anything new, but it's just the power of social media and like the tool that it is to propel your brand or personality, or just share with everyone like all the cool shit that you're doing. Like it's at its height, and it's bigger than it's ever been. And so yeah, things being underground, I think that part is probably like the sad truth, that there is no underground, and that everything that's going to, well, I don't know, because then the things that don't gain as much traction, would those technically be underground if they're not? I don't know. It's quite an interesting conversation. But that's Fyre. Sacha Robotti, so good at lightning in a bottle. And thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, follow social medias, all that stuff, and I'll see you next week.